Welcome, guys, for another round of talking all things balance and all things not perfect. With that said, balance over perfect is something that I've been striving for most of my life, if not my whole life, when I realized that I was a perfectionist. So, my name is Kim Kelty Gorski, and I am a lover of just being able to pay it forward in the line of work of women seeing more in themselves than they can see at the current moment. I love, hearing when people will say they believed in me before I believed in myself. Think about that for a second. They believed in me before I believed in myself or even thought about it. That's such a powerful tool that we as human beings have for other human beings. There is so much tearing down in this world. Can we even be that person? Can we strive to be that person that can lift someone up? I get so excited. I get the chills when I even say it, because lifting someone up for their day is truly a gift. And not enough of us, one, do it, or two, feel like they can do it. They're like, well, who needs to hear my voice? Who's going to be affected by me saying something nice to them? And I'm saying on the other end, in the social media world we live in, a like, a love, a ha-ha, a wow, a comment, a text, an email, a hug in person, a smile will bring someone's day completely different. So on today's topic, I am talking about, compassion and consistency in our journey. And I think this is something, as women especially, I'm usually speaking to the women out there. Sorry, guys. Much love for you, but I definitely am jiving with the women. But when we think about our journey, and I'm going to focus on health and fitness right now, is we beat ourselves up to get results. So I'm going to tell you a little story about how I would do that. I would go into the gym. I was a gym rat for most of my life. I started as early as 12 years old. I know, pretty crazy, but I was in the gym. I was doing high intensity training, agility training. And, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful to have that experience early on, because it gave me confidence in the gym and in athletics. But what I did learn very early on is that to get results, meaning at that time, I wasn't really looking at my weight or how I looked, but it was results in sports and athletics. So to get results, so if it's, for performance level or for, your exterior, you got to kill yourself. You got to be in the gym 3 hours a day. You got to do doubles. You got to do 2 a days. You got to be so on it. And that, my friends, is so exhausting. So I'm 30 years old now. And that's the last thing I want to do is 2 a days. The last thing I want to do is be in a gym more than 3 hours, let alone even go to a gym anymore. I'm like so excited to be at my at-home workouts, but then I also will go to like do some yoga, hot yoga, or a Barre3 class. But with that said, we're still stuck in that mindset. How we trained as people in our teens, early 20s, wherever you are to your 30s, you may be checked out. You may be like, I can't keep up with that. I can't keep on doing what I did as a young teen or, in your 20s. And I'm here to say, you're right. You can't keep up with that. And so when we think about killing ourselves in the gym, killing ourselves with not eating enough, that's your quickest way to getting zero results. And so the compassion and the consistency is really where we got to start living in. And I find that we women don't give ourselves enough compassion. We're so quick to say what we did wrong, but we're so far behind to say what we did right. And so what I mean by that is I'm asking women in my next group. It's all centered around why we crave food, crave certain experiences, crave whatever it may be. But I'm asking them to write out 100 things of why they're awesome. Everyone gasped when I asked that. 100? 100? I mean, I could probably do 10. And then I said, all right, write out 100 things that you're not good at. Oh, I could totally do that real easily. And that just hurts to hear that. And I am not by no means exempt from that. My mindset before, oh yeah, I could totally do 100 things that I'm not so good at. Now, 100 things that you're awesome at, you're amazing at, and I I get really excited when I say awesome because I totally think of the Lego movie. Everything is awesome. It's like so obnoxious, but literally it makes you so excited for them to come up with over 100. And one of my girls, Bridget, heart out to you, Bridget, big shout out. She came up with 60. And I know she's going to come up with 100, but 60? That's amazing. And she was definitely one of them that said, no way. She came up with 60. And that's amazing. That gave her that energy boost. That gave her that compassion. And so when I think about giving ourselves that compassion and that consistency to our journey, I think of the 3 C's that have really skyrocketed my results and the women that I'm working with. Because if you're anything like me or the women I work with, compassion is hard to come by. Because we either have been thinking about past experiences, in the sense of failed health and fitness programs, failed relationships, failed careers. Yeah. So there's not a lot of compassion there. But I'm here to shed some light on you guys to be able to give that. So my tip number 1 for you is my first C is closer. And what I want you to do is when we think about the mistakes on our journey, we always are so quick to be like, we're so far away from our results. And you know what? I get it. I've been there. Every time that I would have pizza after pizza after pizza after champagne after wine, I would think I was further and further away from my results. But every time you make that mistake, every time you feel you make that mistake, you're actually closer. You're closer to the end result because you're figuring out what works and what doesn't work for you. So, okay, you had a bad week. Okay, guess what? Now you're closer to a better week. You're closer to figuring out why you can't eat well 80% of the time, 70% of the time, 60% of the time, whatever it is, because I'm here to also say, if you don't eat well, period, don't think you're going to that 80-20 that everyone talks about. And for the podcast lovers that I'm speaking to, I love doing the little quotes right around me. So with that said, so you're 100% closer. You're closer to that. And then tip number 2, find that companion. Your second C is companion. So that person you got to share that with someone. Share it with a friend, a loved one, a spouse, a group, Facebook, Instagram. Share it with someone, because this time you're not trying to be better than what you did last time. All right, so you failed a health and fitness, or you failed a program, you failed a nutrition plan. You're not trying to be better. You're trying to be different. That's a big difference. Better, give that to everyone else out there that's comparing each other. You're trying to be different this time. And so you're going to talk to someone about it and say, you know what? I'm not going to beat myself up this time. I know it's going to be hard. I know those thoughts are going to come back in, but this is going to be different. Guys, that's huge. That's a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough for us because we're not trying to get results to beat ourselves up anymore. We're trying to get our results to live life more fuller, more excited, more compassion. And then the last tip of your C's is conquer. So this is a kind of a twofold. Conquer your doubts. Switch it up. For example, I have to beat myself up and be in the gym for 3 hours to get results. Okay. Has that been working for you? Has the 2-a-days and the endless cardio, has that been working? Because when you really tap into that, now let's switch it up. I am going to get results by taking care of my body and really, really loving it and giving it the compassion it deserves. That's way different. Way different. And then conquer, when I think about conquering, it's like, oh, yes, I conquered my results. I got that after picture. Oh my God, I have the goal weight on my scale. I don't think about that anymore because the love of the journey, the love of the process. And if you're on the other line and hate the process like I did, don't worry. You're going to get there because you're going to conquer a task each day. So if you're bad at water, okay, that's your task today. Get 2 more ounces in. Ugh, I'm not like your normal health and fitness coach. Get 2 more ounces? Like that's nothing, Kim. Well, guess what? It is because you conquered something today. Because you didn't get 2 ounces yesterday. 2 ounces more. Conquer getting up on your alarm clock because that has a ton to do with your health and fitness. Because every time that you hit snooze, several times and don't wake up, you've lost trust in yourself. So when you think that you want to get up and you want to do that 5 a.m. workout and you don't get up, you get up at 7 and then you're completely discombobulated. Oh, well, it doesn't work for me. That's not true. It does work for you. It's just that you're not giving yourself that trust. So conquer a task each day. Maybe 5 a.m. is not your thing. 6, 7, work out at night. Start giving yourself that trust and conquering that each and every day. So guys, when we think about our journey, think about the compassion, think about the consistency, and think about giving ourselves that kind of love that we all deserve. Because if you don't, you may get results the other way, but I can guarantee that you will not keep those results. Sister's been there many, many times. And so when we think about this journey, get excited because the process, AKA our life, our daily grind, that's it. Not the goal weight, not the after picture, the process. The process is where the amazing, the fun, the excitement, the fear, the unknown, and the glory is all taking place. So I hope you find a lot of value of this. And if this is something that and a friend needs to hear, pass it along. My name is Kim Kelty Gorski, and I love to give you the look of balance over perfect and giving yourself that grace for yesterday, peace for today, and a plan for tomorrow. Thanks, guys.